Hello, today I'll be giving a brief view on the project management lifecycle. To start things off, we know that it could be difficult to coordinate, track, and execute a successful project. This is why projects are broken down into smaller, more digestible pieces, also known as project phases. The project management lifecycle consists of 5 phases that account for all aspects of managing a project from the beginning to the end. These 5 phases are initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closure. The first stage is where all the project begins. You will first need to identify a business need, problem, or opportunity and brainstorm ways your team can meet this need. Solve this problem or seize the opportunity. The values of the project is determined as well as its feasibility. Firstly, you will need to define the depth and breadth of the project and figure out who the project affects and what their needs may be. Before the project is approved or rejected, these certain documents are created to sell the work to stakeholders or sponsors. These documents are feasibility study, business case, and statement of work. Once the project is approved, we will move forward to the planning phase. During this phase, you break down the larger projects into smaller tasks, build your team, and prepare a schedule for the completion of assignments. Create smaller goals within the larger project, making sure each is achievable within the time frame. You will first need to identify the project timeline, including the phases of the project, the tasks to be performed, and the possible constraints. You will create workflow diagrams to make sure team members clearly understand their role in the project. Following this, you should have a solid financial plan to maximize your return of investments. And lastly, you should always be prepared for the risks and potential roadblocks you will encounter. Once you receive your business approval, develop a plan and build your team. Now it's time to get to work. The project manager's job in this phase is to keep work on track, organize team members, manage timelines, and make sure work is done according to the original plan. The most important thing in this phase is to follow the plan you created and assign the task to the team member. Following the execution stage is the monitoring and control stage. To ensure that the project plan is being actualized, all aspects of the project must be monitored and adjusted as needed. To achieve this, you should keep track of the delays or blocks that can impact the timeline of the project and adjust to stay on track, and ensure that the team members are meeting their time and quality goals for the task. Once your team has completed work on a project, you enter the closure phase. In the closure phase, you provide final deliverables, release project resources, and determine the success of the project. Other tasks includes evaluating what did and did not work. We will evaluate the team and project performance in terms of project goals met and how team members perform in terms of personal KPI. Following that, make sure all aspects of the project are completed with no loose ends remaining and providing reports to key stakeholders. Finally, conduct a final analysis taking into account lessons learned for similar projects in the future. These are the 5 phases of the project management lifecycle. Hope you learned a thing or two.